everyone, welcome back. And in today's video, according to the most popular vote, we're going to do your future spouse personality and physical appearance, and you're going to pick choice. So this is our part 1, they are part 2. So in part 1 it's going to be tarot reading, and in part 2 it's going to be oracle reading. So yeah, all you have to do is pick twice. So this is our part 1's 4 groups for you to choose from. This is our group 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pause this video if you need to, and go to the timestamps down in the description on the comments down below, and I will see you at the click of your group or groups of your choice. Hello group 1, welcome to your reading. So we're gonna get started right away. Your future spouse's looks and personality, what is in store for you, group 1. Ooh, this card is already sticking out. Let's take this, let's take that. So this is general reading, so take what resonates with you and leave out the rest. There we go. So we're already getting a lot of energy from your future spouse's personality. When it comes to your future spouse, group 1, first of all, there is someone who doesn't like giving up. There are people who are very persistent and very consistent in ways that when they really do something, when they start a project, when they start a relationship, or when they decide that they are going to do something, they really stick to it until the end, even if the other people around them are giving up on it. And it could be as simple as, for example, I can imagine your future spouse, group 1, going on a hike somewhere, and other people might give up because of how hard the hike is, and they just don't have the willpower to continue anymore. But group 1, your future spouse is like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna reach to the top. I've already come this far, I've already put a lot of my energy, time, and efforts, I'm gonna reach to the top. So yeah, they really have that kind of self-reassurance and self-confidence in themselves that when it comes to them really doing something, they really try to stick by it until the end. They don't really believe that giving up on things halfway is a good idea for the most part. So yeah, they really try and make it work for all the things that they really put their time and energy for. And I think that there are people, again with the Queen of Pentacles, we're seeing that they really value the stability, and they really value the things that they really built towards in order to, you know, earn the benefits from it. Which means that they're long-term visionaries, and they believe that nothing comes easy, and they need to put in efforts and time, and they need to be persistent about it. So because of that, they're someone who really looks long-term into the future. So if they start a new project, instead of giving up, they try to find ways that can really last long-term in terms of the project or in terms of the relationship. They really try and see things that might challenge them. So for example, if they enter a relationship and, you know, maybe at first the personality differences can be hard to sort of work through, but they really try and understand the other person as much as they can. They really also question themselves also, like whether this relationship has its long-term potential, and if they have that kind of belief that yes, it has a long-term potential, your future spouse is not someone to give up on that easily. So there is someone who is willing to go through the, you know, realistic hard patches in a relationship. They know that when it comes to relationship, it's not all about roses, right? Sometimes it's about how two people need to go through the difficult moments together, and that's how they can try and understand each other, overcome differences, and try to work out the differences, or even when it comes to life challenges, right? They know that life is not always perfect. The circumstances are not always perfect. For example, it could be distance, but they still really try to make it work, even if they have to go through like a long distance relationship for a month or two. They don't give up on a relationship or something that they start and something that they give their efforts easily. So yeah, they're someone whom you can really trust to build the stable relationship and marriage with. And they're someone who really values stability as well. They're someone who can bring you stability as well. And I can see that with this Queen of Pentacles, they already have a lot of like good resources already when it comes to especially physical items that they own or the finances that they have. They are also very resourceful already. I can see they already have some savings already, and I can see that they're people who is smart with what they do with their money. So they're not someone to spend mindlessly. They're not someone to go on a shopping spree just for the sake of it. So they're someone who knows how to use money in a wise way. So I think that group 1, for some of you, your future spouse is someone who really knows how to invest in a nice and wise way. They're not someone who is going to put all the eggs into one basket. So yeah, your future spouse is someone who is wise about all of the practical matters like finances and all the assets, and they really think long term into the future. So there's someone that you can really rely on when it comes to you really building life together in ways that really require patience and a lot of mindset where you need to be mature, So also, there's someone who is very nurturing as well. They're someone who really thinks about other people around them when they make a decision. They're someone who really try and be considerate about other people, even if it's strangers on the street. Like, they really make sure that the people, when they're driving, right, they really make sure that they let the other people take over. They're really considerate about sharing the roads. They're just very mindful people in general as well. So I can see that they have an aura where people really look up to them. So the Lovers and the Magician card is telling me there's someone who is very committed when it comes to relationships. So there's someone like, when they get into relationship, they stay in a relationship for a long time. So for some of you, group 1, your future spouse has a history of being in long-term relationships, not short ones. And even if the relationships ended, it's not because of them, like it's because of the other person emotionally not being available to them in the past. Because there's someone who is like the Magician. They really are someone who gives their all when it comes to relationship. They really are someone who really try their best in order to improve themselves, in order to grow and develop as a person. They really believe in reflecting upon themselves. They really believe in really making sure that they are always advancing. They're always moving forward. They're always trying to be better than they were yesterday, and they're very wise enough to compare themselves only to themselves, not to other people. So they don't have like insecurities where they feel the need to compare themselves to other people. So they know, and they're very emotionally wise about how you need to compare yourself to yourself only in order to grow as a person, really true to themselves and authentic to themselves. And also, actually, your future spouse sort of has a leadership type of vibe as well. And they might be someone who is very resourceful, that people come to them in order to get the lead, in order to get the advice, in order to get the resource from your future spouse. So they might be working in fields that really require them to be a teacher and mentor, someone who educate other people, someone who show the way and the path in order to become successful, in order order to become better in the fields that they do. So yeah, they are expertise and they're specialists in their fields in which they work in. And the Lover's card is really telling me that they are really searching for the one always. They really have marriage in the back of their mind when it comes to relationships. And even in the past, they always talked about marriage. They always made sure that the person they're dating knows that they're dating for marriage, not just for the fleet of time. So yeah, your future spouse is someone who is very committed and someone who is already ready to start a family together, build a family together, and build a life together. And there's someone who is going to support you no matter what. There's someone who is going to understand life's challenges, and there's someone who is very mature about all of the struggles that you might face, not as a couple but like as a person. They're very understanding and they will be very supportive. So yeah, group 1, this is the part 1's reading. So let me know what you thought. You can go to my website thesintarot.com to get a private tarot reading video for yourself, and you can go to part 2. You can pick again. So pick again, and I will see you at the part 2. Thank you so much for watching. Hello group 2, this is your part 1's reading, and remember you can pick again at part 2. So either way, this is part 1 group 2's reading. Let's get right away. Your future spouse's personality and looks. And I think that with this tarot card, we're gonna get a little bit more details on your personality of your future spouse more than anything. So let's see what else. Ooh, okay. And we're gonna draw more cards. Okay, so we're getting a lot of cups energy, like a lot of air sign energy. So 9 of cups and 10 of cups together tells me that your future spouse is someone who is very like happy in life, you know? They're very happy with what they have. Even if they don't have much, they're very happy and content, and they try to make do with what they have already. They don't have like a lot of big desires in life, meaning that they don't really desire, you know, like material things. They desire more of the emotional fulfillment, and they know that being materialistic to the extreme is not going to be the real happiness, right? Because when you buy something, they know that it's only you're only happy when you buy something, when you use it for a few times. So your future spouse has the priority set on making sure that they are rich internally, like they are rich emotionally, and they really try to make do with what they have already, and they really make sure that they have the enriching relationships, human relationships in their lives, because they believe that human relationships is at the top of the priority when it comes to their own emotional happiness and emotional fulfillment. They believe that human connections are what brings them happiness, not the material things. So I can really see them being a person opposite to being a materialistic person. So they are happy with a simple life, they want a simple family, and they want everything to be simple. So they're someone who, you know, like if they say something, they really mean it. There's no like there is no passive aggressive communication going on when it comes to your future spouse. Your future spouse is someone who knows that, you know, you don't need to have a complicated type of life in order to enjoy life. And your future spouse really enjoys simple things, simplicity. Even like they wake up and they appreciate how the clouds are shining on their faces, and I think they're the type to sort of like keep gratitude journal almost. And they're someone that has experienced a transformation when it comes to their life as well. So I think that your future spouse might be someone who moved to a completely new country other than the country that they were born into. So they might be someone who's settling into a country that is not their own, or a city that is not their hometown. So yeah, they definitely had a change, like complete change in their life growing up. And Ten of Swords tells me that they definitely had very hard time when it comes to their past. However, they really made sure that they sort of like, I imagine a phoenix, you know, like rising from the ashes type of life story when it comes to your future spouse. Your future spouse really rose from the ashes, rose from the fire. They came from a background maybe where they were not well off, or maybe from a family that they really felt not happy with, and they actually changed for the better. Like either they left the family of their origin that made them unhappy, or either they left their country, their home country, or their hometown. They really had the transformation happened to them, and I can see that because of that, they really, I think they grew up more than their peers. Like they're more wiser than their peers, than their age. And I can see that their source of family is almost their friends. Like they have a good quality friendships going on in their life. They don't have a lot of friends, but they have few friends that feel like family to them. So I can see that they really had to go on a life journey where they had to transform. They had to really make a big decision that really transformed them and their lives in a way that is very drastic. That, for example, right, they might have left their family of origin, and then if they found their family in their small group of friends. So that is what I see, and which is why I can see that they're happy with simple things in life, is because they realize a lot of like life lessons early on, that in order to be happy, right, like you need to have a very good quality human connections. And I think that they experienced sad human connections in the past where they really felt not happy, you know. So because of that, I think they really enjoy when things are just going in a simple way, in a ways that are not complicated. They hate complicated things, you know, like they really don't like people who are manipulative, or people who are not kind, people who are not considerate. They don't like those kind of people. So in general, your future spouse is a good person with a good heart and good soul. And because of that, they really are searching for someone like that as well, right? Someone with the pure heart, someone who also enjoys and wants the simple things in life, and someone who is able to be content with what they already have in life, and someone who also wants the same simple family with them in life, and someone who has the values set on things like kindness, consideration, and loyalty, and friendship, right? So your future spouse is someone who really know what they want when it comes to the marriage and romantic relationships, and also friendship wise as well. So yeah, your future spouse is someone who really knows what it takes to be happy. I think it's because they really experienced unhappy things in their life in the past. So because of that, they really got their values set straight. So yeah, I can see that there's someone who is able to be happy even if they meet someone that is not perfect, right? As long as you and your future spouse match well on how much you can enjoy just being good to each other, just enjoy each other's companies, that is enough for them. So they're really someone who doesn't really wish for much. They're very modest, very humble, and they are very pure hearted. That is what I see. And in terms of physical appearance, we're not really getting too many readings from this part 1. But I can see that your future spouse, yeah, they just have a kind face to them. So when you look at them, they look like squishy almost. Like they look very cute to them, like to you. Like when you see them, you just feel like you want to hug them or you want to take care of them. So, and the way that they speak is also cute. And yeah, and I can see they might have a little bit of an accent when it comes to, for example, speaking a language that is not their own. So if their mother tongue is, for example, Japanese, and they speak English, they might have a bit of an accent to it. So yeah, I can see that they're cute, like they have a cute charm to them. That is what I see. And they also really value their friendships. So yeah, okay. 7 of Swords and 5 of Pentacles really confirmed what we already know here. They really had been betrayed in the past. They had experienced feeling left out. They felt like an outsider in the past. Maybe they were like a late bloomer type of person, and a lot of people, thought that they were not cool in the past. They didn't try to befriend with your future spouse because of that. Your future spouse may be introverted, right? So I think that your future spouse got a lot of misunderstanding, and people they were late bloomers, so people just left them out in the past, and it's not even your future spouse's fault, So yeah, this is just a little bit of their background as well, and their personality. So yeah, group 2, this is your part 1 group 2's reading. So let me know what you thought. You can go to thecentaur.com to get a private tarot reading video from me as well. And yeah, I will see you in part 2. You can pick again in part 2, and I will see you in your part 3's reading. Hello, this is part 1 group 3's reading. So let's get started right away. Your future spouse personality and looks. Let's see what we need to... Oh, these 2 cards are stuck. Let's take them. So 4 of Swords, 2 of Wands. Okay, let's take more cards, general reading. So take what resonates with you. Ooh, I love what we have already. And let's draw just 2 more cards. Oop, there you go. Okay, so first of all, group 3. 4 of Swords and 2 of Wands tells me that your future spouse is someone who really loves to explore and who really loves to always have new perspectives of thinking and feeling and being educated. And they're someone who really values time alone as well. So I think I can sense a lot of introverted energy, and also someone who is very intuitive as well, someone who is also very kind, and someone who is very, very intuitive to the point where I think they're very empathetic to the point where they can feel other people's emotions, that they need time to recover after they feel like intense emotion from other people. So for example, like if someone talks to them and they share like a very intense story to them, your future spouse takes in that intense energy. They feel it because your future spouse is very empathetic, and they need to rest because of how much intense feelings they really got passed down from. So, and 2 of Wands tells me that your future spouse is someone with an adventurous spirit as well. They like to experience new things. They like to experiment new things. They like to travel the world. They like to go on trips. They don't like to stay in one place for a long time. So they might be like a nomad almost, or they might be interested to take on a lifestyle of being a nomad, which means that they might be more into jobs like online jobs, like remote jobs, where they have the freedom to go from one place to another instead of settling down in one place. And I can see this is true for your future spouse, at least when your future spouse is still young, right? And they really want to make sure that they are savoring life, what life has to offer. They really want to enjoy life to the maximum that they can, and they really want to make sure that they are going outside and not just spend their days just scrolling on the phones or doing things that are not good for your soul, your body and mind. So they really make sure that they are really filling their cups in ways that are really really good. Like they really live their life, you know. They really go out there, touch grass, and live their lives. They're not someone who just talk the talk, but they're someone who walks the walks, right? So yeah, they are someone who, if they really think about something, like they have an idea of what they want to do in life, they go and do it. They think about it, they vision, like they make a vision of it in their head, and afterwards they really make sure to fulfill that vision that they have in their head. So yeah, I can see that they are really they might be into spiritual thing as well, because they do a lot of manifestations when it comes to their mind. They believe that what they think is what will come true, right? For example, they might vision a future with you, group 3, and they might vision you, group 3, your personality, right? Someone that they want in their life as their spouse. They will manifest you in that kind of spiritual way. So yeah, they're someone who really believes in things that are unusual, unconventional, and things that are not really like scientific, however a little bit more spiritual and a little bit more into they might believe in aliens, right, for example. So yeah, they really are open-minded when it comes to these kind of things. And I think that they're very open-minded, and they're very open to new information. So when it comes to your future spouse, if you, for example, like get into an argument with your future spouse, for example, your future spouse is the type of person who is able to be like, you know what, you got a point, right? They don't really have problems with their ego. They don't, when it comes to arguments, they listen to you, right? They listen to you. They try to reflect upon themselves. They don't try and defend themselves immediately out of ego. So they're a little bit like pure, and they don't have big ego problems. So this is good. And the Star card and High Priestess tells me that yes, High Priestess, so your future spouse is someone very, very intuitive, and I can sense that you and your future spouse might connect in ways that are very intuitive. So you might be talking about topics that are spiritual, intuitive, or topics that are really like interesting, you know, not just small talk topics, but very deep conversation topics. And also like topics such as, oh, what if the world, you know, didn't have sun, or what if we had this, and it's a lot of like hypothetical questions that are really fun to talk about for you and your future spouse at least. So yeah, I can see that you and your future spouse will connect to each other in talking about these kind of conversations. I can sense also, if you know, like lucid dreaming, right? That kind of topic, the topic that has to do with like spiritual part, subconscious part, and all of those interesting psychological philosophy, you know, those kind of topics are what really interest your future spouse. So I can see that those kind of intuitive topics will really like bring you and your future spouse together, is what I see. So yeah, you and your future spouse, I think you're gonna have a very fun marriage and relationship where you're both going to hypothesize and talk about all the possibilities. And yeah, you're not going to be judgy to each other about it, you know. You're not going to be like, these conversations are not worth it. You're going to be like, these conversations are so interesting. So yeah, and the Star card is telling me your future spouse really values to take a long time. So they already have like a set routines when it comes to them taking care of themselves, right? So yeah, I can sense that they're really definitely a bit more on the introverted side, and they're also very connected to their emotional world, which means that they know how to take care of themselves emotionally. And if they have something that they want to improve on, they make sure that they ask themselves, they reflect, and they do everything that is needed in order to heal themselves, in order to take care of themselves, in order to feel better. So they know how to fill their own emotional cups. So they're not someone who is going to rely on anyone else, like in a very unhealthy way for them to be happy. They know that they need to be happy with themselves in order to be happy with other people, right? And the Tower card and Five of Swords is telling me your future spouse is someone who like oftentimes experiences a lot of like changes in their lives, and because of this adventurous spirit, they always either move from one place to another, or they stay in one place, but it could be only 1 or 2 years at a time, and then they go to another place to live in, for example, for a new adventure. And they like to like switch it up. They like to try new type of job field, and they like to try new type of hobbies. They like to try new types of routines. So they like to like experiment with themselves as well. So there is someone who really tries a lot of the possibilities that they can think of in life, and there is someone who always makes sure that they just, when they think about something, they go for it. So they have a lot of ideas. They are really great brainstormers as well. And yeah, I can see that when it comes to appearance, they might have they have sharp eyes, and they also have a very quiet demeanor to them, very quiet, calm demeanor to them. So yeah, and this is part 1 group 3's reading. Let me know what you thought, and you can go to thisentire.com for getting a private tarot reading video from me, private one. And yeah, go ahead to part 2, pick again, and I will see you in part 2. Thank you for watching part 1. Hello group 4, this is part 1 group 4's reading, and let's get ahead. Make sure that you go to part 2 and pick again, but this is part 1 group 4. And your future spouse's personality and looks. What do we need to know? Let's go. This is general reading, so take what resonates and what you want to manifest for yourself, and leave the rest. Okay, so I'm going to draw more cards in order to get more clarification. Oof, there you go. And I'm feeling the energy from here as well. Okay, so your future spouse is, first of all, someone who is very has a very unexpected charm to them. So for example, like they might look quiet and mysterious at first, but once you get to know your future spouse, they're going to show you the sides of themselves that you didn't know existed, right? So for example, group 4, if you meet your future spouse and you think, oh, they're very quiet and they're very like calm, but then when they're with you, group 4, your future spouse is going to be like crazy. They're going to show their playful sides to you, only to you. So you're going to see sides of your future spouse that your future spouse doesn't easily show to other people. So you're going to see that 0.1% side of your future spouse, which is a good side, of course, that your future spouse is too shy to show at first. So yeah, they have very like unexpected charm to them, and you're going to love it. You're going to be like, you're going to feel really like happy and amused that you, group 4, are the only one or one of the few people that is able to see that kind of cute and playful and crazy side of your future spouse when you're with them. And you know that your future spouse is someone who trusts only a few. And yeah, so your future spouse is someone who is private. So when it comes to social media, I think your future spouse is someone who doesn't really show their life on public, on display. They don't like to, post on their stories every day, or they don't even, I think for some of you in group 4, your future spouse doesn't even have a profile picture on their social media. So yeah, you can imagine how private your future spouse is. They just like to be private, but they understand if you, right, group 4, you want to post they're okay with it because it's your choice. And also it's their choice to be private on social media as well. So there's someone who is able to understand, right? Understand different personalities, different characteristics. There's someone who is willing to, and there's someone who is going to accept you for who you are, group 4. They're not going to look at you and think, oh, I need to change this about this person. No. Your future spouse is someone who is going to accept you for who you are, all the good, all the, all the great parts, and all of the parts that you have inside you. They're going to see you for who you are. And Queen of Cups actually tells me your future spouse is someone very, very emotionally available. So there's someone, like, for example, even when they're tired, they're able to give time in order to listen to you. If you really need to, have their ears, or if you really need your future spouse to really just be there for you, no matter how tired your future spouse is going to try their absolute best in order to listen to you and be there for you. And yeah, it's very, very sweet actually, like how much emotionally big-hearted your future spouse is. And I think your future spouse is actually quite popular. Yeah, in the past, they really actually actually in the past they had a lot of people interested in them, and actually not just in the past but even in the present moments. And it's because of their energy that they radiate, right? The energy that they radiate is that they're someone who is very who really look at you in the eye, and who really see you for who you are, and who is always having something to offer when it comes to their emotional availability, or when it comes to their time, efforts, energy. And when it comes to Page of Wands, your future spouse is someone very romantic. They're someone who is a bit clumsy in expressing their love to you, but they really try their best, to match you on your needs and wants. So there is someone who might be clumsy, as in they might be not very good at expressing themselves outwardly. So they might show you their love in a way through their actions, for example. And if you're someone who really likes to hear words of affirmation, your future spouse, although they might be clumsy, right, they will try their best in order to give you that word of affirmation. So yeah, they're very cute, in a sense that they will try their best to give as much as they can despite their clumsiness at times. And being clumsy, that is not a fault, it's just a cute way of them being who they are. And King of Pentacles and Queen of Wands tells me that there is someone who is ready to start a family already, and there's someone who is trying to manifest you already. There is someone who is looking to share a home together with already. So I think that they already know what they want when it comes to the type of person they want to be with in their marriage. And King of Pentacles tells me that your future spouse is someone who is already well established when it comes to their finances, and already well established when it comes to their housing situation, and already established when it comes to the type of family they want to build in the future. So they're already happy with where they are in life right now, and they are ready to find someone to share these resources with, and to give the resources to the person that they really love and care about. Your future spouse is someone who also really values family and friendships and teamwork, and they're someone who knows how to behave really well. I think that your future spouse may have siblings, and maybe they even come from a big family, because they really know how to behave in group settings. They know how to fulfill the needs of other people, and they know how to be considerate of other people, and they're very their mannerism is very, very good. And also King of Pentacles and Queen of Wands tells me your future spouse is someone a lot of people really rely and can trust on. So if there is some emergency going on, your future spouse is someone who is able to show up for other people. And your future spouse is someone a lot of people go to for advice and for help because of their reliable, calm, collected, intelligent nature. So yeah, and Queen of Wands tells me your future spouse is someone who really knows what they want out of life and who has a lot of visions and passion as well. And the Tower card is telling me your future spouse really likes to live life in a way that really shakes them up. Like they like to live life that really make sure that they are really getting their heart's desires. So which means that even if they have to move across another country, another city, your future spouse is someone who is willing to do that. And they're very adaptable to life's challenges. They're not someone who is going to shy away from life's challenges as well. So yeah, if you sort of like face the obstacles along the way, they're always going to be there for you. And actually even strangers can feel and sense your future spouse's energy, that they just, like your future spouse goes and buys something from a store and the person on the other side will give off like, oh, I like your future spouse kind of energy. So yeah, your future spouse is very likable person in general. So yeah, I think your future spouse definitely is very mysterious, very calm, collected. A lot of people really admire and look up to them, and your future spouse is not very affected by it. Like your future spouse knows not to let these get into their head, right? So yeah, your future spouse is very humble, kind, collected, calm, and very intelligent. So yeah, this is part 1 group force reading. Make sure to go to part 2, pick again, and I will see you in part 2. If you want a private tarot reading, you can go to my website, thecentaur.com, for a private tarot reading video. Thank you for watching part 1. Hello, welcome to part 2. This is our group 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pause this video, I'll give you a few moments of meditation, and I will see you at the click of your group or your groups. Hello group 1, so this is part 2 group 1. We're gonna get a little bit more details on your future spouse's looks, especially because we talked a lot about the personality in the part 1. So already we have these 3 cards that are asking for your attention, group 1. Okay, let's go. So first of all, your future spouse has a very like ethereal, that is the word, yes, ethereal appearance to them. So they dress up in a way that involves a little bit of a color, like a touch of color here and there. They like to experience with the new type of hair color dye, or they have bright eye colors to them. Think about blue eyes, or even like bright brown eyes. And when you look at them, you really feel like, ooh, this person is so soft, so ethereal, that kind of vibe, you know? And yeah, and also like they have, I can see a lot of curly hair also. I can see straight hair here also, but it's a little bit more wavy a bit also. And I can see long hair on the longer side. And I can see short hair also. So yeah, your future spouse definitely has very either curly or wavy type of hairstyle. And blonde also. This is general reading, so I'm gonna say everything that I can sense. Blonde also I can see red, I can see brown, right? And I can see black also. But mostly I can see blonde, brown, red hair, curly, wavy. Those are the physical appearance for the most part. And your future spouse, the appearance, when it comes to the energy of their appearance, first, very ethereal, very dreamy, and very kind and very considerate. When they walk into the room, you can feel their calm energy already. You can feel their nurturing energy already. You can feel their pure heart already. So you can feel that they're also easygoing, understanding, and kind and empathetic already. So I think your future spouse, they might experience random people that they meet for the first time opening up about their whole life story to your future spouse. That is very possible for your future spouse to experience. So yeah, your future spouse is someone like that. And we talked a lot about physical appearance already. About the height, they might be taller than average. Yeah, they might be taller than average, and I can see a lot of nature going on. So I think your future spouse likes to go outside a lot and really be in touch with nature. They don't like to stay on their phones, and they don't like to be distracted by today's technology all the time. They really make sure that they are living their lives as much as possible. And they really make sure that they are being in touch with nature and being in touch with who they are as well. So they're someone very reflective as well. Okay. They like to see a lot of greeneries. They like to see a lot of animals. They might be animals lovers. I think maybe if your future spouse might even tell you that they love children and animals more than they love humans. So yeah, your future spouse definitely loves loves animals and babies. And your future spouse is someone who is really in touch with their inner child as well. Yeah. So like someone who is in touch with their inner child, they're always very adventurous, easygoing, and they want to enjoy life, and they want to savor life. They want to see the sparkles. They want to do things that adults don't dare to do. They like to go to the water park, slide down. They like to play with their friends in that way as well. So yeah, they're very, very free-spirited also, and they will invite you to also enjoy life in that kind of way. So yeah, Part 2 group 1. Part 2 group 1's reading. This is the end of your reading, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, Part 2 group 2. This is your reading. We're going to touch a bit more on your future spouse's physical appearance, because in Part 1 is mostly about personality. So let's see. Group 2, Part 2 group 2, your future spouse. Let's go. Let's take the cards necessary. Up. Okay. So, Part 2, Group 2. Your future spouse is very they're showing a lot of intense energy when it comes to their physical appearance. So, they might have a lot of features that are deep and intense features. So they could have very big eyes that are deep and intense when you look at them. They might have very hair that is long and that is bright in color, that catches the eyes of a lot of people's attention. And I can see that they have a lot of mixed features as well. And I can also see that they have very well-defined jaw. That is also what I'm seeing. They really have the face that you cannot forget. They really stand out in the crowd, and they really draw the attention of people. People will look at them and be very oh, that is a very unique looking face, And it's in a good way, of course. Unique in a way that they really draw out the attention to either their big looking eyes, for example, or their hair, or their height, right? They could be really taller than most, like very tall, and they could be very attractive as well. Because with the fire energy, yeah, I can see that they really know how to carry themselves in a way that a lot of people, when they look at your future spouse, they're going to be like, oh, I like them. I like their sense of fashion, their sense of style. And yeah, actually, yeah, they like to try to decorate themselves with some accessories as well. And they're interested in making themselves look better in ways of their clothes. So I think they might be interested in clothes, accessories, and they're well dressed in a way that they look very unique and very unique to themselves. Like, they have the fashion sense that they know what they want. So they know how to express themselves in terms of fashion. And yeah, also their eyes are very warm. Their eyes are very warm, and their aura, their energy is very like, very attractive, very like on the move. Even if they're quiet, when they enter a room, they really scream out a lot of attention, and they're not even asking for it. They just get it. Your future spouse just get it because of the aura that they carry is very strong. And I think that they're very in touch when it comes to their spiritual side. So yeah, they might be into wearing a lot of accessories that jingles a lot, like that makes a lot of noises. Yeah. So I'm getting a lot of physical appearance signs for girls. For guys, it could be that they are dressed in a way that are flowy and comfortable. Yeah, this is for guys. If your future spouse is a guy, they will have that kind of flowy kind of vibe. They like to wear very comfortable clothes, and they also have intense jaw. Their jawline is very sharp and very, yeah, they're also very, they stand out a lot when it comes to their physical appearance as well. So yeah, so oracle reading, what else do we need to know about your future spouse? Your future spouse is someone, yes, very spiritual, in touch with themselves, very sensual, and someone who reminds you of home, someone that you can talk about a lot of topics with when it comes to spiritual topics or intuitive topics or hypothetical topics. So yeah, group 2, this is your reading, and let me know what you thought, and I hope you enjoyed picking 2 times. Hello group 3, let's get to the part 2 group 3's reading, and we're gonna get details a bit more on physical appearance in part 2. So let's see, your future spouses, there you go. Let's draw as much card as we can because this is general reading, so we're gonna need as much details as possible. There you go. Your future spouse has a very smooth skin. That is what I see. Very smooth skin, very like smooth hair as well. And your future spouse also has a very, I think, you know, when it comes to their skin, it's very smooth, and also they might be on the paler side for some of you, group 3, but then for some of you, they have a more tanned skin. So I see a lot of possibilities. Take what is resonating with you. And I can see that they have a very like soft, gentle aura to them, and they have a shine to them. So because like they admit a lot of romantic, soft-spoken, and very quiet and calm and understanding and intelligent type of vibe, they really like, when people look at them, they really feel the shine in their eyes, for example. So if your future spouse is like talking about a topic that they really love to talk about, their eyes really shine, you know, like in a very pure way, and people can see it. People can see that your future spouse is very pure in the eyes. So they have pure eyes, pure clear eyes, that is for sure, yes. And they like to wear dress, they like to wear clothes that are in saddle colors, blue colors, they like to wear blue colors. They like to wear like casual but also smart and professional type of clothing. They have fashion sense that is not standing out too much. They like to dress in a way that is comfortable, that is classic, and in a way that really matches with how they feel on that day as well. And as you can see, actually, we see a lot of wings here. So, your future spouse is someone who carries backpack with them. So yeah, they might like to go out a lot. So even if it means going to coffee shop to work on something. So I see that they carry with them backpacks, small backpacks with them anywhere they go, because they like to have all the things ready for them, like either a bottle of water or anything like small items that they need throughout the day. They really make sure that they have those practical items ready. So the way that they dress is very practical, very comfortable. They really think about the practicalities of things when it comes to their dressing style. And some of you in group 3, your future spouse may have glasses. They might wear glasses, or they might wear contact lens. That is what I see as well. And okay, when it comes to their fashion, they like to dress up, but only sometimes. And they like to wear clothes that are able to be recycled easily. Like, they don't like to spend too much time thinking about what to wear each day. So they either have same sets of clothes, like same set for 3 outfits, same. So I think there's someone, yeah, if you imagine Steve Jobs, for example, your future spouse might have that kind of wardrobe where they have just the classic style of clothing. And they also have deep eyebrows from what I see. And for the guys, they might have beards. That's what I see. Hair, a lot of beards, hair going on. And for the girls, it could be that they have long hair. Yeah, long hair for sure. Slim body also. That is what I see. For guys, they have a strong body. Like, they know how to, they have good muscles. That is what I see. Okay, so Group 3, this is the part 2 Group 3's reading. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Hello, part 2 Group 4. We're gonna get more details on physical appearance on part 2. Let's go. Let's take all the cards that is possible, because this is general reading. Take what's true for you. Up. And let's draw card. Okay, there you go. So first of all, your future spouse is attractive. Like, they know how to take care of themselves. They know how to nourish themselves with good food, good movement, good exercise. So if your future spouse, right, your future spouse, for girls, your future spouse is going to have a lot of good muscles, and you know that they are strong. Even if they're slim, you can see that they are strong. They have muscles where it's needed. And they also, actually, when it comes to the fashion style, your future spouse is someone who is a little bit awkward when it comes to their fashion style. Sometimes they don't have the same colors, and it's actually goofy, you know. It's not something super serious, but it's actually goofy, and it's kind of unique to themselves that people find it to be cute almost. So they don't really pay attention to the fashion style. and sometimes they might look goofy, but I can see that they still are very clean, like very clean shaved, very clean clothes, and they like to dress in a way that is very good for strolling, good for walking, and good for movement, and good for exercising. So they might have a lot of workout clothes that they like to wear. And yeah, your future spouse, for girls, for your future spouse, they're going to have blonde hair. I can see already blonde hair, yeah. And ooh, blue eyes. Yes, there you go. Blue eyes, that is one possibility. Also, I can sense like brown skin as well. Brown tan skin for some of you, for the girls. And if your future spouse is a girl, your future spouse is someone who is very slim, and they might be on the, they look tall for their proportions. They might not be tall, right? But they look tall because of their proportions. So they got good proportions. And we can see black hair, straight, long, and brown, light brown eyes, tan skin a bit. I think they got tan skin from either just because of the way that they are, or because they go out a lot in the sun. They also have, yeah, I can sense like they might have light brown eyes for sure. And green eyes, I can sense that also. And hair that is wavy, and hair they like to put up. They like to tie their hair. And they know how to accessorize themselves as well. They know how to dress well for the body types that they give. They dress in a way that is like body tight. They like to show their body figure. So they're very confident. And they like to wear in a way that is also comfortable and very mysterious as well. They like flowery prints, flowery clothes, that is what I see. And this is if your future spouse is girl. So yeah, and your future spouse has an aura of someone who is very brave, someone who is confident, someone who knows who they are, someone who knows what they want, and someone whom you look from far away and you see how attractive they are already. So your future spouse is almost like traditionally attractive type of people. That is what I see. So yeah, group 4. Part 2, group 4. This is your reading for your future spouse's aura, energy, and physical appearance, and a little bit of personality reading for the part 2. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.